Hey everyone, it's 6 months and 1 week post-op. It's been on the colder side in the morning. It's been in the 40s and sometimes it's been in the 60s, so I haven't been able to sit outside in the morning. Sometimes I try to get out here anyway later on because before we know it, it's going to be winter in Chicago and it's going to be -2 and December through February is just miserable. I kind of don't even want to be here for the winter, but I've decided to postpone doing any further procedures until after Thanksgiving so that I can possibly move in with my aunt to recover, and if things, God forbid, get worse for me, I don't have to put my parents through another whole ordeal. But I know in my heart of hearts there's something else wrong. Or it could just be this nerve is completely damaged and it's causing all sorts of secondary residual digestive and fatigue and all this other stuff. But it's just so specifically left-sided that my whole rest of my body is on the left, and it's just miserable, man. Like, I didn't think I would be this bad 6 months out. I really don't feel comfortable getting in a car other than to go to physical therapy. There's nobody really to come over and physically be with me because I really can't see anyone. COVID aside, I live in a basement and it's not my house, so I can't just invite people over whenever I want, and there's other people to consider in that, and I don't know. A couple other things that came up for me: I sent in a hair sample to do a food intolerance test because I just couldn't stand these gastro issues, the pain and pressure and the abdominal pain, and out of 1,000 food items, including many preservatives and some non-food items, only 30 things showed up for me, which kind of makes sense. A couple of the items on the list I eat pretty much every day or touch or whatever. Some of the other items that showed up, I don't even remember if I've eaten them in the last year or let alone have ever eaten them in my life. So it was good information. I just don't feel like it's the whole puzzle because I feel like it's just the amount of food that's in me in my abdomen at the time that's causing pain and pressure, and it's either abdominal pain and pressure in my face or it's the nerve pain. Another kind of disheartening thing that happens from time to time is my physical therapist will get pulled right to the left pudendal nerve, right into the Adcock canal. And whenever she works like right on the nerve, all externally, it's not internally, I just flare up so bad afterwards for a few hours, but then it goes back to baseline. So it's really disheartening when that happens. But most of the time she's getting pulled to my abdomen or my kidney area. It just depends on like the day. It's either one or the other. It seesaws between both of those things. I'm actually meeting with the owner of the physical therapy establishment I go to. She does not take insurance, so it's going to be rough to pay out of pocket, but she's very knowledgeable, and there's that. And then I basically just have to wait it out for a month or two more. Nothing's going to change in that time period. People want me to wait until a year out because of the nerve procedure that I had, which is understandable. I mean, most people are miserable about a year to 2 years out after the surgery, and I get it. I have to heal. My body has to heal more, but nothing's going to change 6 months from now. I just know my body. I think it's done. Whatever trauma I put it through in March, it's done healing from that, and now it's just kind of is what it is. Like, whatever damage I did, and I have to just, like, grit my teeth and move on. This blood vessel stuff is new. You just got to pick a road and go down it, and I just think that that's an area that I haven't explored a whole lot, and it makes a lot of sense. The diagnosis of May Turner's, but again, I won't know 100% until the venogram. So really, in the meantime, it's just physical therapy, me sitting outside, reading a book, listening to podcasts, listening to music, working 6 hours a week, trying not to mentally go insane. I'm just really not in a good headspace. I just feel like I do nothing. I do nothing of value. I'm just laying here. I don't feel like I have much of a life. I know I'm not alone in this. It's just like, I wonder, what else is left for me? Like, what is left? I'm 31 years old. I should have the rest of my life ahead of me, but instead I'm looking down a road of being bedbound, and I can sit sometimes, but like, the after effects of sitting are not worth doing it, so I just don't even do it, because I don't need to sit. I can lay down. Obviously I can't avoid going to the bathroom, so that's the other thing that really sends the nerve out of control. Just the stabbing and the stinging and the very specific pathway, and just the hip pain and the groin pain and the back of the leg pain. It's just like, feel like there's an electrical barbed wire inside of me. Like, it's just not a life. It's really not a life. And I've put so many people through all this turmoil for nothing, for pretty much nothing, and I feel like it's time for me to just take a step back and think about everybody else who's affected by my misery and my medical stuff. I do have a lot of support, and I'm thankful for that. It's just, you have to know when to fold your cards or play your cards, and now is the time that I need to just wait. So it's going to be a long 2 months, 3 months of waiting for possible relief. Nothing's guaranteed. Even if I go through with the venogram and they find an issue with the vein or whatever, and they put a stent in, it's no guarantee that I'm going to get better. And it's not an invasive procedure. As invasive as decompression surgery, but it is, it's possible that I could get worse from this. Increased blood flow may irritate the nerve, and it just may be that I have, pudendal nerve entrapment, and I just feel like in my heart I don't want to accept it, and I want to feel like there's more to it, but that may be something I have to accept, and I just don't know what kind of life that entails. And I can't live with my parents the rest of my life. I have to get on this disability, which I'm grateful that my aunt is helping me with, or she's going to be available to help me with. And I know that's going to be a huge, long process, and I have to figure out my living situation at some point, and in the next year, and yeah, it's just a lot at once, and everybody else in my life has done more than enough for me, and I just don't feel like I have much to give anybody else, and it's sort of a lonely feeling to feel that way. So waiting to hear from Dr. Hibner, my surgeon. He opened his own practice in Phoenix, Arizona, and he's kind of been off the radar. I was hoping we'd all get like a letter giving us information about his contact information and his facility, but no such luck yet, so kind of waiting on that. My parents want me to get a second opinion, and they want me to get a hold of my doctor before seeing if I can go on with the venogram, and of course they're all going to just tell me no and to wait, and you kind of have to take this health stuff into your own hands, because these people do not have to live with your symptoms. Only at the end of the day, you are the one that has to live with your symptoms. So, happy I did the food intolerance test. I'm not quite sure if that's even going to work for me, but at least, maybe it's something that will curb the abdominal pain, but I'm not thinking that's gonna happen. So I'm slowly adding things back into my diet. Right now I'm just eating fruits, vegetables, meat, and quinoa, and And that's really all I'm eating right now, and I added eggs back into my diet, so I don't know, I just feel like there's still something wrong. So I'm going to cut this at the end right now, and I will talk to you guys in a week for my next update video.